Loveland PD have quite a reputation in recent years when it comes to abuse of power or unnecessary use of force. Today we'll be looking at just one of the times an officer bullied a woman with dementia, but thankfully got what he deserved in the end. On June 26, 2020, a 73-year-old woman named Karen Garner had allegedly left a Walmart store without paying $13.88 for a few items she picked up. An employee had chased after her to retrieve the products, which resulted in Karen doing this. Keep in mind, she suffers from dementia. Walmart then sent Karen on her way, but called the police on her after she pulled one of the employees' masks off his face. Officer Austin Hopp was the first to spot Mrs. Garner. He was watching her picking flowers from a field while she was walking home. This is how he decided to approach her.
Alright, let's stop, ma'am. I don't think you want to play it this way. Ma'am. Police, stop. You want to stop with lights on, siren? Stop. You just left Walmart. Do you need to be arrested right now? No. Okay. Let's stop. Come on. Come on.
I'm going home.
No, on the ground. Stay on the ground. On the ground. On the ground. On the ground. Bravo 242. After a short struggle, she's now detained. Come on. I am code 4. Why did you do that? I told you to stop. You don't get to act this way. Come on, stay on the ground.
Officer Hopp was nothing but cruel. He had zero patience and he immediately chose to use force against Mrs. Garner. He actually dislocated her arm in the process of arresting her. He repeatedly pushed her to the ground while she was clearly confused and frightened. Keep in mind, Mrs. Garner only weighs 38 kilograms.
Let's stand up. Why are you doing this, ma'am? Alright. Stand up.
I'm not doing anything.
Right now you're resisting, which is not going to fly with me. And before that, you tried to steal from Walmart. And they caught you and took the stuff back. Stand up. Oh, boy.
I'm not doing anything.
Why are you fighting with me? And why are you trying to slip the cuffs off?
I'm going home.
Stop.
I'm going home.
No, you're not. Are you finished? Are you finished? We don't play this game. You understand me? And if you try to kick me, oh, this is gonna be bad.
I'm going home.
Stop.
I'm going home.
Then Officer Daraya Jalali arrives on the scene. Let's see how she responds to her partner's behavior during this arrest.
I'm going home. Ow.
Are you finished?
I'm going home.
Hey, stand up. We're not gonna hold you.
Alright, let's just go to the ground. On the ground. On the ground. Why are you doing this? Let me see if she is.
I'm going home. I'm going home.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to search her real quick. No, we wrestled for a minute. And she almost got her handcuffs off.
I'm going home.
No, you're not. All right, stand up.
I'm going home.
Stand up.
I'm going home.
Mrs. Garner repeatedly said, "I'm going home." Did those officers not for 1 second think she might have an illness? No, they continued to use force and abuse her during her arrest.
All right, sit down.
I'm going home.
Sit down.
I'm
down.
going home.
Get in the car.
In you go.
Do not hook onto him.
I'll come on the other side and grab her.
Quit. Quit.
What? What are you doing? Get out of here. This is not your business.
Then a civilian intervened after an officer told him it's not his business.
Come on.
Get in the car.
There you go. What's that?
Where's your sergeant?
Huh? Who's my sergeant?
Yeah.
Okay, well, first, I can tell you that. Sergeant Metzler, he's at the police department. You can go talk to him if you have an issue.
Yeah, give me your car so I can put a report.
Okay.
I see you there, how you throw the little kid.
Little kid?
Well, I don't know
He's not
if
a little kid. And this
he
is what happened.
He was just walking, and I see you how
She
you
just
grab him.
stole from Walmart and refused to stop, refused to listen to lawful orders, and to fight me. This is what happens when you fight the police. I have to use force to safely detain her. That's what this is. This isn't just some random act of aggression.
Oh, well,
I don't know if you realize that.
Yeah, well, the way that I see it from over there, you know, I was like, that's not...
But you see, you don't know the whole situation. That's the thing.
Yeah, you know, but it's like...
But knowing the situation, do you feel differently now?
Oh, yeah. But
That's
you know,
it.
like seeing it from there, that guy just walking.
Yeah, I get
you
that.
know.
I get that. So when I went to go grab her and talk to her, she started running, leaving, pulling away from me, trying to fight me.
Well, that's the thing, I didn't see it running, you know.
Exactly. So before you go to a snap judgment, you gotta get all the facts.
But right here, she wasn't running.
I get that.
I see her walking right there, you pull over.
I gotta deal with this. You hang tight, okay?
Get your feet in the car.
All right. Here, let me see your feet. All right. Here.
I'm going home.
Pick your feet up.
Okay, let's
Give me my
let's get her out over here on the ground. We can hobble her, and then we'll get her in the car. On the ground. On the ground. On the ground.
We will figure that out.
Stop doing that.
I'm going home.
All right. Relax.
Don't grab for me.
All right. You want to try to get her in the car again? Or we got more people?
That's fine.
Okay.
Officer Hop completely disregarded that man and went to tie Mrs. Garner's feet together. He then got approached by another officer.
Yep. All right, sit down. Okay. Got him.
I have this. Hey, we're gonna sit in the car, okay?
Credit card.
We'll get it.
My credit card.
Yep. So I went up, I found her.
Did we catch her here walking on foot?
Yeah, she was walking right here. The light siren, she kept walking. Said, please stop. Stop. And she looked at me, kept going, saying, no, I'm going home. So I went up to grab her, started pulling away from me and stuff like that. So I was by myself, so I went to the ground, We struggled and rolled for a little bit.
I see that.
Yeah. And then I got her detained. She showed up while I had her up against the car because I couldn't get her in the car and all that stuff. So we struggled over there for a little while. And then we brought her into this car because mine was locked. And she wouldn't get in. She'd get in, wiggle out, get in, wiggle out, all this stuff. And then finally, well, you know, we just get to the ground, get her in a hobble.
She been drinking or something? Or?
I have no idea. She hasn't talked to me much.
After this, they took Mrs. Garner to the station to process her arrest. The way they treated her throughout the whole process was horrific.
Hold that for me. And that's a good idea. She's a frail little thing, but she's riley. You going to the female side or male side? Okay.
We got the uncooperative cell there.
There's an uncooperative cell?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Hey, you got the door open. Come on, Karen.
I'm gonna run.
You're gonna run? Oh, good thing we got the hot one.
You guys grab her arms?
Yep. We got her.
Ouch.
That's okay. We got you. We got you.
I was gonna pay for it.
But you didn't. Where do we want her at?
Right here.
Okay. Probably want to take that
I was
hobble off and
gonna
leave it in
pay
there.
for it. I was gonna pay for it.
Put your knees on the bench. Put your knees on the bench.
Just lay her flat.
Okay.
There we go.
I was gonna pay for it.
Do not kick me.
I was gonna pay for it.
Sit you up. Come on, let's sit. Don't kick anybody. All right, Karen, you stay right there.
You should cover it up.
Got that. Oop.
I was gonna pay for it. I was gonna pay for it.
Hey,
I got her.
Pay for it.
Freaking A. Everybody okay? Yep. Anybody get kicked or hit? Nope.
They only gave Mrs. Garner medical attention 6 hours after her arrest. The DA had launched an investigation into the violent arrest, and Karen's family had also filed a lawsuit against Loveland PD for violating her civil rights. Once the lawsuit became known, the city manager Stephen Adams had addressed the public and said this: "First and foremost, the Loveland Police Department, as well as the City of Loveland organization, are sorry for what happened to Karen Garner." He then proceeded to say this: "We sincerely regret that this incident ever occurred and that officers in our department were responsible for how Miss Garner was treated that day." Then Officer Hop and Officer Daraya Jalali had turned themselves in for their actions. The other officer had resigned from his job.
Courtroom. The judge today only permitted still photography, but the images say quite a lot. Wearing a lime jailhouse outfit, his hands and legs chained, former police officer Austin Hop made his first court appearance. Hop is accused of breaking 73-year-old Karen Garner's arm during an arrest last June. He failed to report the injuries and his use of force to the superiors. Garner, who lives with dementia, sat in a cell for hours without medical assistance as Hop is heard laughing with his peers about the video of that injury. Yesterday, a warrant was issued for the arrest of Hop and his partner, Daraya Jalali. CBS 4 was first to break the news today that both had been arrested and booked into the Larimer County Jail. The police chief, Robert Tyser in Loveland, says he does support the charges that his former officers now. Yeah, Mackenzie Jalali stood in the courtroom against the wall with her hands behind her back, her family members wiping away tears from their faces as she was placed in handcuffs by Larimer County deputies and then taken away to serve a 45-day straight sentence in jail. They also went on to say the lawyers argued that she was set up to fail by the Loveland Police Department, adding that she recently underwent a neurological exam that showed she was mentally incapable of making quick and appropriate decisions in situations like she was in with Karen Garner, but the judge firmly did not take that bait when it came down to sentence.
They turned from officers to criminals overnight. Austin Hopp had received a plea deal from the court in which he accepted, so his final sentence was 5 years in prison and 3 months parole. As for Dariah Jalali, she was sentenced to 45 days in prison for an abysmal failure to protect and serve. This is how her family reacted to the sentences that were given.
The lack of empathy and the action of the officers that were involved. This isn't just only affecting my mom and my family, it's also affecting the whole city of Loveland. I feel like these are pretty minimal crimes that they put against them, and there's a whole list of charges that they could have put against these officers. I feel like they think that they're above the law, and they're the ones that are supposed to be protecting all of us. I just want justice for my mom.
The first 8 seconds of the video that you watched before Hopp took her down is Karen Garner. She's walking, she's happy, she's smiling. We haven't seen that since. She doesn't smile since then. She just is so overwhelmed. We've talked to her caretakers about her PTSD from all of this, and it has truly changed the progression of how her dementia was going.
She loves picking flowers and buying flowers. And this is for her.
It then later came out that a settlement was reached.
Today, we are announcing a settlement reached in Karen Garner's federal civil rights lawsuit against the city of Loveland and its officers for their horrific assault upon her, for their failure to provide her with medical care for hours afterwards, and their supervisor's blatant and appalling efforts to cover it all up. She was 73. She had dementia. She was one of the most vulnerable members of our community, and she was carrying wildflowers. Her crime, she had forgotten to pay for $13.88 of items from Walmart. $13.88 is the business interest that Loveland believed was worth inflicting this atrocity. Today, they pay Ms. Garner $3 million. The amount of this settlement is likely record-breaking for a civil rights case that doesn't involve death or permanent disfigurement. And not only does its amount send a powerful message, but the speed with which it was obtained does. On behalf of this family, this incident shocked us by exposing us to the lowest form of human behavior and indecency, particularly by people that should be respected, people that should know how to show respect, and an inability just to do the right thing. But conversely, this family was also overwhelmed by the support and the love of people in the city of Loveland as well as around the world. It was overwhelming and got us through some of the darkest times, and for that, we say thank you. We can't express how grateful that we are. The people of Loveland are the heart of that city, and now we're able to have a voice to join them to call for more reform and call for more justice from the Loveland Police Department and the City Council. Thank you.
Share your thoughts about the settlement and the chapter that it ends for your family and your mom.
The settlement will help fund the 24/7 care that we have her in, and that will be a big help towards that care.
And if I could ask you a question as well, how is she doing, and is she aware of any of this that happened to her? The first part is, how is she doing today? How is she coping, and does she know what happened?
She has good days and bad days. Just like anybody with dementia, it's basically you're losing them twice. So you lose them through the dementia, and then we're going to lose her again. which hurts.